What's up, guys? It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby with Uncut Gems. Good day, good day, good day, good day. Today is a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. Thank you for all your support, all your comments. Thank you for all the people that I'm at 30,000 views on that TikTok or that Instagram thing that I did with my daughter. Go check that out. It's for Father's Day special. Me and my daughter's being silly, and me and my mixed drink shirts. So it was something I had fun. You know what's so funny? I'm trying to figure this thing out, as we all are. And when I put that video, I really liked the song. The guy, shout out to those dudes over there in Dallas or in Texas who doing it big with that song. It's crazy. It's a crazy, weird song, and that dance is it's something to behold, right? And so my daughter teaching it to me and me doing it and being silly, and it's just like 30,000 views. You know what I was thinking of? I was honestly thinking maybe 100. That's how. And then when it hit 1,000, man, I'm sitting around here like, whoa, 100 views? Man, let me tell you something. That was big. I thank everybody, all them young folk out there that's saying, and the dude who said I look like Rick Ross, hey, come on, bro. We ain't doing all that checking, man. We just, it's a father-daughter kind of dance, and I don't look nothing like Rick Ross. No slight to Rick Ross. I may have had the Rick Ross look on, though. I can give you that. But anyway, let's get to it. It's been 2 minutes into this thing, man. Welcome. This is Uncut Gems. I'm your guy, your host, Parrish Oglesby, or as I always say, it's your boy. This is a channel for ordinary men doing extraordinary things. So I just want to say shout out to all the men today, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep getting to the gym. Keep running. Keep exercising. Keep reading. Keep going to church. Keep loving your wife, your woman. Keep taking care of your kids. Keep going to work. Keep at it with that business. Keep plugging away. Keep doing the right things, man. Keep getting better every single day, because this is what's up, baby. The gem of the week is life is not happening to you. It's happening for you. Now, I'm going to try to make this, I always say the same thing. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet, but hopefully I can make it short and sweet. I don't have that much time, no way. I got 30 minutes to get to my location, but life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Now, if you're a guy like me growing up, I didn't grow up in the church. I didn't grow up with a lot of uncles. I didn't grow up with a lot of men in my family. I had to learn in the streets. I had to learn my thing in the streets, and that ain't always the best way to do it. So when you hear a peripheral of what God is and everything. So every time something would happen in my life, I would always be like, man, God, why me? What did I do? Or when I turned my life around, was doing good things and trying to live well and do right, guess what? Things were still happening to me. And I was just like, I'm doing everything right. I'm doing this. I can go down the list, right? And I realized, not recently, but over the last few years, the last 5 to 10 years, man, life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. Things happen, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. I can point to I can point to so many things. So I'm trying to make this long. So you know how I am with these stories. But I can remember working for this one company, and I'm not going to say anything about them, but this one company, man, it was a terrible, toxic work environment. But I needed to take care of my family, and I worked my butt off, and I was just like, and I was applying for jobs because I didn't want to just quit. I wanted to do a good job no matter what the circumstances was, and then I wanted to transition out of there. No one would hire me. I mean, no one. And it was like, I don't know what it was. Maybe my resume wasn't on point. Maybe, I don't know what it was, but I look back on it and I say, that's what it was. I had to sit in that environment and I had to learn and I had to grow and I had to grow to a certain level so I could be ready for the next opportunity. And I'm gonna explain to you. That job, I stayed at that job for 3 years and it was absolutely, every day was terrible. Every day. I'm one of those people that make lemonade out of lemons. But every day I was actually like, God, why I can't get another? And I was having tons of interviews. I was interviewing everywhere. And I had phone interviews, Zoom interviews, every interview you can think of. In-person interviews, doing my best, sharpening my skills level in terms of interviews were on point. Listen to that. I ended up, I don't know why it happened. Well, I do know why it happened, is what I'm talking about today. I went through that whole period. Stress, I've never been more stressed by the job. I've been more worried about doing my job. Nothing was ever good enough at this job. Toxic stuff was taught and promoted in this job. The people who were the worst were promoted. The people who had the worst management skills, conflict resolution, they were promoted. I couldn't believe it. And I was just like, I just want out of here. I just want out of here. Couldn't quit. Had to take care of my family. Had to I couldn't get a job. Then all of a sudden, man, this is when God stepped in and was like, I don't know what came over me. And I just said to myself, oh, it's time for me to leave. God got me. I don't know. God got me. And I said that, and I applied for a particular job. And I went in, mind you, I had about 100 interviews, phone, Zoom, all these different interviews to get a job. Man, let me tell you something. When I went to this one interview, I competed, she told me I competed with about 10 people. And she asked this one question at the end of the interview. And the question was, why shouldn't we hire you for this position? And I have never been asked that question in my entire life and have not up until this point. Why shouldn't we hire you for this position? Man, and in my head, you can hear the broken glass, like crack face, right? I said, give me a minute. And she said, take your time. And then I answered her question. Let me help you out. And I love asking this question. So if I'm interviewing you and you check this out, I'm going to, depending on what level it is, why shouldn't we hire you? I said, if you can find somebody who's going to work harder than me, if you can find somebody who's more dedicated than me, if you can find somebody who is going to put in those after-hour work hours to get the job done, if you can hire somebody that is going to be better in resolving conflict, and you're going to hire somebody as a manager under you that can get the job done better than me, you should hire them over me today. Don't waste your time with me. Hire that person, because it's not about me. It's about this organization and the task at hand. That's how I answer that question. Now, you may say, well, you bragging. No, that's how I answer the question. And because at that point, I had threw my hands up. At that point, I had threw my hands up because I had interviewed with 100 people and no one would hire me. So when I gave that answer and everything, I had given up the opportunity to take that job. The old parish would have said, you ain't gonna find nobody better than me, so I don't know what I would have said that. But at that point in time, so I say this based on my uncut gem, that job that I had that was so terrible, and I interviewed with all those people, prepared me for this interview. Let me take it a step further. When I got the job, all the skills that I attained with dealing with toxic people, bad leadership, poor management style, no conflict resolution, crappy, just everything. Me growing had me come over to this new organization and say, I had this experience before. This is what I'm going to do here. And guess what? Everything that I did over there didn't work. And everything I did over here worked perfectly. Wow. Let me tell you something. That was the greatest lesson. And that was at least 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And that has stuck with me to this very day. Life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you. So those experiences that you have, pay attention to them because they're going to come up again. Those tough times, those tough experiences that you have, they're going to come up again. You know why? Because you're going to get you ready for that next. If you're going somewhere. Now, if you ain't going nowhere, you don't need it. That's just a waste of time. But if you're headed somewhere, and I've always been headed somewhere, and I believe God has always had a plan for me. I went through that 3 years to this day. And you know, so funny, when I gave them my resignation, I thanked them. They had my exit interview. They were ready for me to blast them. They were ready for me to just tell them every single thing that they did wrong. And they knew they were on the defensive. No need to be on the defensive. You know what I said to them? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity. If it wasn't for this job, man, I wouldn't have been able to do this with my kids. I had great health insurance. You know, I was paid decently. I could take care of my responsibilities. Me and my wife can go out of town and do certain things together. We had vacations and stuff. You know, in my home, all my bills were paid. So they were a terrible company. But man, it wasn't about, I'm going to get my one last jab as I walk out the door. No. And you know what one of the ladies said? She said, all right now, working over there, it ain't guaranteed. You might, you ain't gonna be able to come back, And I wanted to tell her so bad. Not even if Jesus was born. Not even if, there was that never look back, never want to go back, never would go back to them. And I wish them the best. But it was so many lessons in that 3-year ordeal. It was so many gems that you're going to hear about on this channel from working in that bad environment, because I didn't let it get in me. So I didn't take that with me. When I went into my next organization, man, I was put in so many great positions to travel and represent my organization because the people, my leadership was on point. My leadership, the environment. Now, we had some toxic people here and there, but because of my experience with them, I could learn to better deal with these people over here. And I kept getting praise. Man, Paris, you're so this, and Paris, you're so. I'm like, but they over there told me I was a scrub. But like you say, wrong company, wrong people. But it also, another thing, when you're in that environment, a toxic environment, whatever that environment is, try to learn as much as you can, absorb as much as you can, grow from that experience and get out of it as quickly as possible. Quickly. Oh my God, quickly, because what you don't want is it to get into you. You know when I said that one of my uncut gems was guard your heart, guard your heart, guard your ears, eyes, and what you take into yourself. Man, the next 3 years of my last position, the position after that, were absolutely incredible. It was the most fulfilling job to this day. It was great. It was just like, man, it was just too easy. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that opportunity. I'm going to say it again. Life does not happen to you. It happens for you. But if you do take it and say life is like, I used to say, man, why are you doing this to me? Why everything happens to me? Why, God, why are you doing this to me? That means you're missing a lesson. Now, when something happens to me, I say, man, how is this for me? Relationships ended, terrible relationships. Man, I look back and be like, thank you, God. Oh my Lord. But look what I learned from it. I learned grace, mercy. I learned conflict resolution, maturity, emotional IQ. Man, these things also, it forced me to get better in who I was. It forced me to look inward and reflect. So I can go, that job, oh my God, that job, those people, if you let him, if you change your tune from or your thinking to why is this happening to me to how is this happening for me? What can I learn from this? You can dig up so many gems from that experience, and you will grow from it. So I hope you got something from this. I really appreciate you guys checking me out. I totally appreciate supporting this. This is my favorite thing to do, to get on here to talk about things that I've experienced to help other men. And I know other men are going through these things. And if you haven't, it's a good chance you will. But man, men out there, hey, it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. This right here could be a 2-hour show. For real, because I could talk about relationship, jobs, family, frat, everyday environment, friends, where bad things happen, but they didn't happen to me. They happened for me. All right. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year, and a great life. It's your boy, Parrish Oglesby, with Uncut Gems. Peace.